Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Being Well Family podcast. Thank you so much for being here. As you may be able to tell, it's just me, Damien. But in today's episode, I'll address the video that we had go mini viral. I think it's 20,000 views now on TikTok. I'm calling it the cost of chicken crisis. I'll also answer a couple of questions that we're getting a lot of on our posts and our DMs right now, and try to add some context in a bit more of a kind of longer form answer. And I'll also give my take on why the internet and society is just broken. So let's get on with it. It's just me. We've got a lot going on this week. Zeno is going to be on the TV for the second time now, and he's only 6 months old. So Lauren's dealing with that. We've also been much busier with the house. I think it was probably 3 or 4 viewings in the last few days. So fingers crossed we'll get something confirmed this week. But despite it just being me, I wanted to jump on and give people who've subscribed and followed us an update. And I think good to start there and share our immense gratitude for the hundreds of people, literally hundreds, which is bonkers, that have downloaded the pod, that have watched the pod, that have listened to the pod, that have sent us a message, that have given us kind of any kind of support or encouragement. Just thanks so much. It's true that what they say, that you get the most support online from either complete strangers or people you haven't talked to for ages. So if that's you, thank you so much. The first topic I actually want to cover is the cost of chicken crisis. So let's give this a bit more than a 90-second clip. But 20,000 people think that we are leaving the UK because KFC is expensive. That's how wild the internet is right now. But on a serious note, thanks to all the lovely people who've commented and engaged with that post in a positive, tongue-in-cheek way. It's the first time that we've had kind of such a huge upturn in views, and we've learned a lot from that, I would say. A lot of people get really pissed off when you say that you want to explore the world to see if there's something different out there, is the kind of the headline news from that. But to be clear, we aren't saying that we're leaving because of the price of KFC. We aren't saying that we won't come back to the UK. We aren't saying that the UK is inherently shit at everything. We aren't saying that we'll find somewhere where everything is perfect. But what we are saying is that we've got an itch, and you only get one life, so it feels as if we should go and scratch it. What if, for example, we can find somewhere with a similar cost of living, but some sunshine? Our kids are all outdoor kids. That for us would be huge as a family, to be able to be outside more. That might not be important to everyone else, but it's important to us. So that alone would be a massive win for us. That leads me quite nicely onto the first question that I'm going to cover. And I'm only going to take a couple of questions today because with not having Lauren here, I like the kind of nuance that her and I can bring. So I'll take the ones that are a bit more straightforward for me to answer, and this one is pretty straightforward, and actually it's well within my ballpark because I'm doing the planning for the trip. But where are we going? I think a lot of people are thinking that we're avoiding this question. So where are we going? We get this quite a lot on our socials from people at the school gates, from family, and the truth is we aren't being evasive. It's actually just not that straightforward an answer. We'll hit every country that we want to hit in shoulder season. And that's why this becomes a bit more challenging. Shoulder season, for those that haven't heard of that, is kind of spring or autumn. And this means that we benefit from cheaper prices in accommodation, cheaper flight prices, cheaper prices for things when we go there. We forego some of the perfect weather conditions that you might get by being in peak, but we're traveling from Scotland. I think we're going to be all right in spring and in autumn in the places that we want to go. So this is where the real challenge for us comes in. If you want to hit shoulder season, you've got like a month, I would say a peak month that you want to be there. 1 to 2 months is acceptable, but anything out with that, you're in, wet season, winter, whatever. So if the house sale drags, we'll need to move where we go, and we'll need to, the whole itinerary will probably get turned upside down. So we don't want to commit to saying we're going here first and say, yes, this is what's happening, when actually that might not be the place that we end up going until this time next year. So as soon as the house sale looks likely, we can give more of an update on this, and of course we'll bring it to the podcast first. So yeah, next, more of a comment that we keep on getting than a question, saying that everywhere is expensive. And I want to assure everyone that we've fully costed this trip. We've got a huge buffer in there. We've got a margin for error. We also have income streams planned and backups if we need more income. But I just want to make it super clear to people that, just so you know, everywhere isn't as expensive as the UK. So don't kid yourself in thinking that this is the case. Yes, perhaps in some countries around the world, the road network might not be as good. But for us, that doesn't matter. We'd rather have welcoming people, a coconut on the beach, and affordable food than the roads being amazing, to be quite frank. So it's just one of these comments that we get quite a lot. And I think that what I'm learning and spending more time discussing this topic with people online is, it's one of those things that can be answered by saying, what's important to you may not be as important to us. And we fully respect that our life choices might not be the same as others, but a comment like everywhere is expensive with no nuance doesn't add any value to the debate. So thank you, but we're aware we've costed the trip. We aren't just going into this completely blind. You'd be surprised to know. And then just to round off this update with a few kind of points of admin, I just wanted to say thanks so much to all the families that have reached out to us already that are much further on this journey than us. We've consumed your content for so long now, but the well wishes and encouragement go a long way when some people on the internet are just going out of the way to kind of shit on everything that you say about leaving the UK. So thanks so much for you guys. And also, it's a kind of a call out to those families to say, we want you to appear on the podcast. We want to use your experience to help inform and support us for our trip selfishly, but also to support our listeners. So if you think that's you, or perhaps you're listening and you can think of someone that you want us to speak to or might want to speak to us, just comment, send us a DM, and we'll be more than happy. We're going to get those episodes arranged soon. And lastly, please submit more questions for Laura and I. And we've got quite a few noted down for when her and I are able to sit down together, but more are always welcome. So thanks everyone for listening. It's a quick, short one from me today. A like, a subscribe, or a share goes a long way if you're enjoying following our crazy journey. Big love, be kind.